I'm Tom Rioch, promoting successful business experts, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Joining us today from Johannesburg, South Africa, Kabaale, a Meta-certified ad strategist who helps online business coaches grow their impact. So Carol, what advice would you give someone who's struggling to find purpose in their business?
Well, firstly, Tom, thank you so much for having me here. The biggest advice I would give anyone who's struggling in their business is to take action. Mm-hmm. Take action that is imperfect. Take action when it's scary. Take action when you don't feel like it. If I took action when I felt like it, I'm going to tell you, I would have gone back to my corporate job years ago. I would not be where I am. Take action. Even when it sucks, take action, move forward. My husband always says to me, even doing 1% is better than doing nothing. So take action. That would be my advice.
And that's true. That's the way it is. And most people, unfortunately, I'm saying most people, many business persons that I know, they start out, they reach what they consider being their comfort level, whatever that might be. And they stop. They think that's enough. And I don't think it's ever enough, because competition, it's never enough.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I think so we just bought a house recently, and with that, it just moved the goalpost further away. I think if you're really doing this game of human and life with purpose, it's never enough. It should never feel like, oh, this is it. You should feel comfortable. Of course you should, because you've worked hard to reach this moment. You should have gratitude for the fact that you've worked hard and achieved these goals, but you should always look to improve. I think that's what makes us human. That's the whole point of it.
I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile right now, and it shows that your GPS for paid Facebook ads, no wrong turns. So that's your specialty.
That is correct. So I predominantly work with women, and we create a predictable pipeline, which is just a fancy ecosystem, so that you can be found like a GPS by the right people. And we nurture them, which is really important. We nurture the right people so that you can have powerful sales conversations with them, and then they can turn into your clients. I'm really big on working with people who are of purpose and are here to serve. If you're just here to get money and do things quickly, I mean, you're probably going to have some success, but I'm trying to build impact, and I'm trying to get those people seen by amplifying their messaging and their service.
And make it sustainable, right? Because for sure, it's not for the short run.
Of course. So that's definitely why I'm the GPS. I'm here to help.
But you mentioned a thing that is important. I like the GPS. We're not out looking anymore. We were always searching. Today, the secret is it's not a secret. We need to be found. Can you hear me? Yeah, we were cut off for a second. Yes,
I'm so sorry.
That's
if
okay.
you could repeat that for a second.
No, I'm saying it's not a secret, but today, the important thing is to be found, as you mentioned. It's not searching. We can't go out and search all day and look, and that's expensive. But we have to be out there in a way that people find us.
Not only find us, but remain top of mind, because there are so many options. I walk into a shop and I see 20 different kinds of bread. Can you imagine if there's 20 different kinds of bread, there's 50, 100 people doing the same thing that you do. So what is going to make you be top of mind when someone is ready to buy? A lot of times we like to be oh, I want them to buy right now. People buy when they want to buy. Right. So how can you remain top of mind? One of the way we do that is we understand that being on social media is a pay-to-play platform, because if not, you're depending on the algorithm, which you have no control over. You spent hours on working on copy, on design, shooting videos, and then you're letting this machine decide who gets to see your stuff.
Right.
That's not fair. So what I and my team do is that
that's the
we
way
put you in front of those people.
It may not be fair, but that's how it works.
Yeah. No, that's how it works. And as long as you can make peace with that and be okay, well, that's how it works. Let me play the game. And you don't have to invest. This is a big misconception that I see with people, thousands of dollars to run ads, you can spend a small amount and still be successful. What you're trying to say to the algorithm is, I see you, I understand, please can you show my stuff to the right people? And that can be as small as like $5, $10, like whatever amount you have in your head, it can be very small, okay? You don't need, another thing I focus on is like, we don't need 1 million people to be our clients. Most small business owners, right? If 100 people came to you right now and said, I want to sign up to be your client, you'd freak out. You really would, because you're not equipped to take on.
We're not prepared for that success. I agree with you.
So with that, start small. Even if one person shows up, that's enough. You know, these vanity metrics that we see often where it's like, oh, you must get 1 million views or 100,000 or you're not doing well. If one of your ads gets 100 people on it or 300 people viewed something, that's incredible. Can you imagine 300 people staring at you?
Right.
Firstly, that's very scary. But secondly, that's so much opportunity. This is like a chance for you to have a conversation, to be in front of them and be like, hi, I can be of service to you. Would you like some help?
Right. But the other side of that same coin is that having a specialist like yourself, because the game, if that's the game, but the game changes every day, and we as users, even as consumers, as business persons, we're not attuned to what's happening every day. But you as a specialist, that's what you follow.
And I really take a lot of pride in that, to be quite honest with you. When I started doing ads 9 years ago, it was so easy. It was like, it was really so easy. We could go back, I'd actually be really happy with that, Tom. Like, it was like, pick a graphic, pick some text, put it together and tell Meta what it wants. Now it's evolved so much. There's an algorithm at play. There's AI at play. There's different targeting options, how you set up your ads. Do you just want it to be a still, a carousel? Do you want it to be a video? Is it a shopping ad? Like, there's so much choice that it can feel very overwhelming. And for me, I'm like, please don't feel overwhelmed. I love it. I thrive under pressure. Like, let me help you and you stay in your zone of genius. Often we think like we shouldn't ask for help because we're not ready or it's not the right time, but it's by asking for help that you grow. Because when two go together, you go a lot faster than when one person
I agree
goes.
with you. I think that to start small, and really small, there's so much that we don't understand as business persons. So we talk, generically, the internet or the web or Facebook or Instagram or what's happening out there. It's really beyond our comprehension. So I'm not a techie. I'm not a geek. But somebody has to be. They don't have to be a geek either, but they have to understand what's happening, the mechanics of it, and translate that back to us as a person. And back to what you said, it could be as simple as having $5 to do something. When generally we think, well, I don't have $1 million. We may not ever have that. So, but I like your suggestion. A couple bucks goes a long way.
Correct.
And it goes the right way. It doesn't go a long way. It goes the right way.
It goes the right way. I also want to just take away this misconception that I also see with people where they're like, okay, Carol, I spent my $5. I didn't get a client, right? Running an ad is not gambling. Because I'm telling you right now, if it was, I would be on a private island, sipping a mimosa next to my husband and our little Boston Terrier, Charlie. The three of us, we would be on that island. If it was that simple, everybody would do it.
Right.
The wonderful thing about running ads is that it allows you to test, one, if you want to test your offer very quickly, and identify where are the holes in your customer journey. So what happens after they see your ad? I also feel like people just leave that. Okay, so they saw your ad. Now what? What happens? Are you sending them emails? Are you talking to them? Are you calling them? Like, what is the next step? It's really important that all that journey is mapped out and it's very smooth. No resistance.
Well, that's probably the most important part of it, actually.
Yeah. And if you have that first, and this is a big thing for me, I don't take clients on if that's not figured out. Because if not, you're testing with money and no one wants that. Wow. Like I don't want to tell you, hey, this is not going to work out. That's a big problem that I see when people run ads. They don't have a validated offer. They just are like, well, I have this idea or I saw this product. Let me put like $100 behind it and make some money. Have you sold it organically? Do you have testimonials?
Right.
Do you know if it works? I don't know. I'm very curious. Like, wow, why do you think ads is going to help you? When all that, in very simple terms, if you take nothing from this call today, just please understand that all ads are a huge magnifying glass
Right.
on your business. They
Very
just
good.
amplify what you have. And if what you have is holes in your customer journey, that will show. And if what you have is a great offer, great service, great testimonials, more of that will come.
Well, how can our listeners find and get in touch with you to see really what they have?
Well, that's amazing. I have a free Facebook ads quiz. It's very fun. It's only 2 minutes. And you can find it on my website. That's carolkabaale.com/quiz. I'm very sure it will be in the show notes. And take the quiz. And before you run any ads, let's see if you're ready.
Very good. Well, thanks again for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And again, for our listeners, it's Carol Kabaale, Carol, the last name Kabaale. Kabaale. You find her on LinkedIn and at her site, carolkabaale.com, where you'll be able to find the quiz. Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Till the next time here at Cafe and Networking Podcast.